lot to unpack here, Brendan, so let's jump into it. 14% unemployment rate for 15 to 24-year-olds. That's even significantly higher than a year ago.
It's higher than a year ago and higher than 2 years 2 years ago. Now, 2 years ago, the youth job market was actually in pretty good shape. And like the overall Canadian economy, we had the overall unemployment rate at multi-decade lows, and the same for that cohort of younger adults.
So,
Since then, though, things have trended in the wrong direction. And while both people under 25 and over 25 have seen their jobless rates tick up, the jump has been particularly sharp among those in the younger cohort, 15 to 24-year-olds.
what?
And part of this is because they're more sensitive to the ups and downs of the economic cycle. But we've also seen a surge in population growth, particularly among this group, at a time when employer demand has pulled back.
Okay. So there's sort of two streams here. You've got new graduates who are looking to get into the permanent workforce, preferably in whatever it is they happen to study. And then you've got students who are needing to make that money to go back to university as tuition increases, as it always does. Are they now competing against each other? They used to sort of go separate ways.
Well, one thing we see is that both camps of youth are facing challenging labor market conditions. Teenagers, for instance, their employment rates are way down, but we also see increasing struggles among those at the older end of the cohort who finished post-secondary education, college or university, struggling to land those career track jobs. And one of the things that happens in the labor market when things aren't going well is that in normal times, people kind of at the older age range of youth are starting to transition to more career track jobs. And that creates openings in kind of the more temporary summer type jobs for new youth entering the labor force to land that first job with that first bit of experience. When the job market starts to slow down, those transitions from to good career track, higher paying career track jobs start to slow, and there becomes a traffic jam where entry level positions, temporary level positions become harder to land. And we see this both in rising unemployment rates of recent grads, but also really falling employment numbers among teenagers.
What are you seeing at Indeed in terms of postings or changes in the type of postings?
Yeah, so this summer definitely looks a bit weaker than the last. Overall, summer job postings Canada-wide down 22% as of early May from the same time a year ago. This time of year is right around when summer job postings peak, and so it suggests a challenging summer ahead, and it just builds on these trends that we've seen over the past few years of rising youth unemployment, that it doesn't suggest a sort of turnaround anytime soon.
Are there any changes in what we would consider traditional summer jobs? I remember lifeguards was mentioned in the piece, but are those sort of stalwarts fading in demand?
They've cooled off a bit. We summer camp counselor. That's the most common summer job posting that we've got on Indeed. That's come down, and we've seen it across a few different categories of recreation. We see it in several manual labor roles like painters, maintenance people.
Yeah.
And we also see it in areas like customer service. So you've got all these different areas of the economy where there's some seasonal demand, and unfortunately, they've all pulled back a bit.
What about advice? Certainly anybody who's watching this, that's what they're going to be wondering. Ask the guy what I should be doing to score a job.
I mean, so every person's unique, starts from looking inward. Of course, people's goals in their job search are going to be different, but setting out that goal, and then with that context in mind, an assessment of like, what am I good at? What do I like to do? And how can my job search help get me there? For folks just looking for summer roles, sometimes that job search is just about getting a bit of experience and a bit of money. For those on more career track, then other factors also come into consideration. But that internal inventory is step one. And then the next step is about doing the research, seeing on Indeed, for instance, what types of job postings are out there, and then also talking to your networks. Family, friends, colleagues, coworkers, students, classmates, teachers, people might have the inside track on certain job opportunities, but they'll also have unique knowledge, unique advice for the specific type of area you might be looking in, because every area of the job market is unique, and there's important detail that only people on the ground are going to have. The last point is, though, if in a tough job market like this coming summer, it's important to make the best of a bad situation. If landing seasonal work is your goal, it's obviously we're looking for a sort of a second best opportunity, whether it's something like volunteering or learning a new skill. It's not as good as getting that initial experience,
Right.
but still, it's important to use time productively and hopefully gain some experience that doesn't just help today, but also in the career path going forward.
Brendon, some great advice there with Indeed. We appreciate you taking the time to help us with this.
Thanks for having me.
We'll take a break. We'll be back with much more of your local news.